still mispronounce words. Punch me, kick me, bounce off of the rope onto me, but do not let me lose myself. We arrive 30 minutes late to the Lucha Libre match and find our seats on the second floor behind an orange chain-link fence. I signal to a man shouting cerveza and order a tall paper cup labeled but not containing Corona. The lights are out and a low, creeping voice comes on. They're starting to introduce the judges. Judges in the entertainment industry are designed to be judged. They provide us with an outside perspective and up the dosage of meta-reality by giving us a new set of characters in the hierarchy of drama. In the game for 22 years, Shocker, or Jose Luis Soria, edged his way up under the guidance of Diablo Velasco, a Hall of Famer who made his debut in 1937. Every now and then he falls into dad joke mentality with a tendency to dispel Socrates quotes. Next is Arturo Beristain, known before retirement as El Hijo del Gladiator. A decade after winning the Mexican national lightweight, middleweight, and welterweight championships, this 65-year-old spends most of his time training luchadors at the Lucha Libre gym in Mexico DF. Cervantes follows. His reputation in luchadom is founded in his years of refereeing, oftentimes as a rudo or shady contender. Pro forma, his feedback on the luchadors adds austerity to the mix, letting him serve as the bunch's grumpy. Lastly, and as a sort of backwards finale to the show, the crowd finds out who will be filling the guest seat. It's Ripper. Previously Psycho Ripper. More previously Psychosis 2. And even more previously than that, Juan Abodio Gonzalez. But only if you're his mother. Ripper fills the show with an outfit accented by a canary-colored lavalier, which upon further inspection proves to be his pet snake Kendra. Big beer, Burmese pythons, and a ring announcer that sounds like Donald LaFontaine in Espanol makes for an impressive introduction. Lucha Libre is an event that proves to be worth its admission price regardless of when you decide to show up. The speakers go silent, except for a creeping electronic thumb that sounds like a ball rolling down a steep incline, while one of the tech guys replaced larger stadium lights with a concentrated beam of blue. I take a large sip of beer and hold a burp in. Coming in at 200 pounds, your classic Rudo without much on, 5 foot 9.5 inches tall, Bobby Zavaya! All at once, about a dozen strobe lights scatter the arena. The screen flashes a seizure-inducing Zavaya! And then Bobby sprays across as he descends down the flight of red stairs lined with 8 or so women in belly shirts, swaying their hips from side to side. Though the place is round, it has the ability to jump out at you from behind a corner. The men who sell cerveza at 70 pesos a pop don't wait for you to ask for another. You'll find them right beside you, gripping a fresh one before you finish the first. Every profit-heavy spectacle knows how to play the role of mind reader well. The Lucha Libre enterprise kept track of how many lights were turned on and how much smoke was dispensed, not for the sake of inventory, but because it showed them where to place an encore. Knowing what's up next gives producers the power to cause reactions. As soon as the audience thinks they've heard the loudest bell, a bigger one made out of brass shows up on a dolly to blow their minds. Bobby Zavaya's time to shine is cut short by another blackout. A flicker of lights direct our attention to his opponent, Esfinge, whose mask extends past the face near the ears and chin, making him look like a devious pixie. Esfinge, I say to myself, Esfinge. I say out loud, narrating my guess. After what feels like forever, Esfinge puts Bobby in a head scissor, and then Bobby drop kicks him and holds him down for 2 counts. While Esfinge's down, Bobby stomps him and goes for the ropes. Bobby takes the match. Overall, the judges like Bobby, and Ripper's definitely rooting for him. Even Terrante says he has potential, and he starts congratulating his comeback when, holy shit, Esfinge starts attacking Bobby. I knew I'd get the good one. The routine adjusts after the drama, and the judges chastise Esfinge for his bad behavior. Next on the docket is Blue Panther Jr. and Flyer. Blue Panther Jr. starts by pushing Flyer to the ropes, but then ends up head cradled by him in a move called Hurricane Rana. The referee gets involved, flyers down. It looks serious. A man in a white lab jacket with a stethoscope around his neck sprints over the flag. The crowd grows worried. Flyer, still on the mat, needs help limping to the judges. Tarantes suggests that he finds a new job. Every match has its own lanyard climax. Skinny's 10-4 tantrum breaks the rules, causing action where there isn't supposed to be any. Flyer's close call brings out a real live doctor, letting us bear witness to an emergency. We aren't done getting our money's worth. It's time for the halftime show, and out come the girls. A taller brunette is returning a kiss to what looks like a golf ball on steroids. He's been a luchador for 38 years. His father was a luchador. His 5 brothers are luchadors. His nephews, his children, all luchadors. His 2 sisters, luchadoras. His name is Brazo de Plata, and he is maskless. Saying his signature move can change a person. If luchador A finds himself on the floor with luchador B hovering over him in a squat that administers ass cheek to face cheek, luchador A is experiencing something called the stink face. Brazo de Plata, having come up with this ingenious maneuver, performs it to this day majestically. While it's necessary to mention Plata's weight, 298 pounds, in order to fully grasp the efficacy of stink face, his semblance and illusion extends past that number. In a world where the handsome and chiseled are adorned in sequins and body oil, it's refreshing for audience members to meet a character who is less driven by cleanliness. Plata's minimalist approach to his outfit leaves him shirtless, sporting a pair of white skivvies over black pants and a left arm glove of silver. His gut is left exposed, bending against the elastic of his pants like a permanent accessory. Since his debut in 1977, Plata has gone on to win numerous championships and titles, even after losing his mask in the late 80s over a storyline feud. Gradually, throughout his career, Plata put on weight and noticed that the weight worked. He did a stint in the WWE's junior division build under the far less creative title Super Quirky. After 52 years, has learned how to hustle. His costume is cost effective and shows the people what they hate to love to look at. Letting Plata use his body as the mask he lost back in the day. He leads with his torso, like a stock character out of the Commedia dell'arte, and whenever it looks like he's about to squat, the other luchadors run in the opposite direction, afraid of becoming victim of the stink face. One good-looking fighter gets stuck in between Plata and 2 others who have it in for him. The audience goes wild. Plata bends his knees while the luchador squeezes his face tight like an accordion. Then, with a squish and a squash, rubbed on by one slimy apricot of an ass, Plata goes straight groin to mug. We are satisfied. A new cup in hand, I suddenly feel like a kid who ate too much cake. The matches went on, but at a surreal and listless pace. The girls came out and made their lazy sways, pushed their hair behind their ears, hung their thumbs through their belt loops, and 1 or 2 let out a yawn. The voice from above sang its song, the lights shined on, and the luchadors kept pouring out of that royal red staircase still high up in make-believe. The matches got bigger, 2 fighters turned into 4, 4 turned into 5, and 5 turned into a bleary, crowded ring. The extra commotion deafened the quarrels and showed how similar the costumes were. The worst thing a gringo can do in Mexico City, aside from brushing their teeth with tap water, is to fear being had after having paid to be wowed. Even bottomless cerveza couldn't keep the stench of acrimony off me. I had cheered when they wanted me to cheer, booed when they thought I might boo, gasped at the sparkling ones, laughed at the fat ones, felt shocked when the tables turned, and instead of liking it, I felt manipulated. Drunk and sanctimonious, a new silence from a few aisles down startled me. It was coming from a drum that a kid had been holding since he got there, and it was the first time he wasn't beating the shit out of it. I realized that at some point I must have grown immune to the sound. For 3 hours, the chaos of the night held my attention, and the only thing guarding it now was a suddenly muzzled trinket. He was concerned. A part of him even looked scared. Something had caused him to drop the drumsticks and hold on to his cheeks instead. Through the mouthful of the mask he was wearing, I saw his jaw drop. He was watching a larger version of himself take a beating in the ring down below. I wish I could turn the match around for a handful of sweaty pesos. I wanted to tell the kid not to worry, then in a few hours his luchador would probably be laughing over drinks with the guy who was kicking his ass now. He was having to watch it all from a set of eyes he wasn't used to having yet, damned and absolved at the same time, unaware of the money, the contracts, the familial obligations of free wrestling, the drunk and luxuriously disenchanted tourists, the gradual recession of an aging fighter's fan base, the fat that acquires, and the exhaustive practice of feigning in order to survive. He also didn't have booze. Me and the people I'm with see this, and not knowing what else to do, start shouting. When the crowd favors a particular luchador, he usually comes out on top. It's an unspoken agreement in the price of admission, a way for the audience to earn back some of the control they agreed to lose along the way. If we could incite a big enough disturbance, and if it was contagious, we might be able to contribute to the fighter's fate. So each time the kid's luchador went down, we screamed for him to get up. When he blocked the punch successfully, we yelled louder and supported him. We stomped our feet, let the butt of our fists beat an outcome out of thin air, and for a moment, we were convinced that they could. To let yourself be affected by manufactured drama is to live. Tassels on costume, habitual decoration, causes invented by the guys backstage, the reasons you didn't get the job, slippery moves no one expected, terminal illness, divorce. The pageant leaves you in suspense of yourself. When the luchador's back hit the mat, our hands went straight to our mouths. It happened instinctually. We had chosen a side. Catching sight of a heel in his ribcage, we winced and then booed, cursed in different languages. The entire night hinged on a man in a mask getting up off the ground, and we let it.